This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening, Indiana. I'm Rafael Sanchez, and this is the news at 7. The change is coming, and already 2 of Indigo's new electric buses are out of order after vehicles crashed into them. This happening on Capitol Avenue, which will now handle both northbound and southbound traffic for Indigo buses only. Today around 11:25, this happened. A distracted driver T-boned a bus going northbound on Capitol at 14th Street. It's possible the crash may have caused structural damage to that bus. We're still waiting to hear on what the repair costs will be. And then on Monday, also on Capitol, a less serious accident with another red line bus. This all happening while Indigo drivers are practicing for the start of Sunday's red line service. People driving along the 13-mile trek of the new red line bus service are being asked to concentrate on the new signs and lanes, especially in downtown Indianapolis.
There's a lot of responsibility driving a 2,000-pound vehicle down the road, and that's why it's really critical that everybody is watching out for each other and keeping safety at the top of the list.
Those 2 buses out of commission will not impact the start of service on Sunday. There are 24 buses in the fleet right now. 7 more are on the way. The price tag for the entire Red Line project, $96.3 million. Now at 7, new details about a viral video. That video showing a Metro police officer striking a high school student. Metro police say the officer has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of that investigation. RTV6 obtained records which say that the officer used a technique called an open palm strike because he feared the student was going to hit him. That incident happened on the steps of Shortridge High School in Indianapolis yesterday after Metro police were called to the building to help contain a large fight inside of that school. IPS sent this statement about the incident, quote, "We are fully engaged and investigating this matter while taking every step at the building level and from the central office to ensure the safety and well-being of our students." That's end quote. A Southside home riddled with bullets, and tonight the homeowner says he's the victim of a hate crime. The incident happened just after 4 o'clock Thursday morning. 1 bullet went through the window and into the wall. The others, they just bounced off the brick exterior. This is not the first time this couple has been terrorized. Last fall, their yard sign that says "We stand with American Muslims" was damaged. And on several occasions, Michael Sahir Imam says people have thrown objects at him as he cuts the grass. And also, they've yelled the N-word in his direction.
Someone is out to hurt or injure or kill myself or a family member. There's very little doubt in my mind on that.
Indiana's new hate crime law includes aggravated sentencing for bias-motivated crimes, meaning that judges can impose harsher sentences for crimes proven to be motivated by a bias. And that law covers color, creed, disability, national origin, race, religion, and sexual orientation. But Imam says the language in the new law, he says, needs to be much stronger. New tonight, we may never know what caused the fire that destroyed 5 homes and damaged 4 others in West Lafayette. An investigation by the Wabash Township Fire Department and the Indiana State Fire Marshal's Office lists the cause as undetermined. 5 fire departments, as you may recall, battled this large afternoon fire in the 3600 block of Tesla Drive. The blaze spread quickly among the homes, leading to speculation that a gas explosion was the cause. But investigators now say all gas lines in that area were in normal operating condition. RTV6 is working for you with a key piece of information about a project aimed to make sure your commute through Hamilton County is much safer. The State Road 37 Improvement Project will address frustrations that drivers in Fishers and Noblesville have been complaining for years. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is also learning how project leaders plan to address business concerns during that construction.
Every day, 50,000 drivers travel down State Road 37, but for years, drivers have been complaining that the green lights on intersections like 126th Street are much longer for the drivers on State Road 37 than they are for the drivers on the cross streets. But that is something that will soon change with this project.
It's always been bad. Turning in and turning out has always been bad.
Lockhart Cadillac moved into their location on the corner of 126 and State Road 47 in Fishers 7 years ago. Lindsay Lockhart is the VP of the family-owned business. She says the improvement project along State Road 37 is needed.
I think once it's done, the construction will be a positive point for our business, but just getting through it and making our customers aware of what is going on is our top concern at this point.
A roundabout will be constructed above State Road 37 at 126th Street. Project leaders say eliminating traffic signals will help reduce the stop-and-go traffic and ultimately cut down on the commute time for drivers.
We're hoping to reduce that pretty drastically on people's drive time so they can spend time with their families rather than in traffic.
The improvement project also includes roundabouts at 131st Street and 141st Street. 146th Street will be what's called a single-point urban interchange. That's similar to what drivers see now at I-465 and Allisonville Road. The city of Fishers is helping local businesses with a $500,000 marketing campaign. At Lockhart, they want customers to know they will pick them up, drop them off, and do whatever it takes to continue serving them.
We're going to work together and we're going to get through it because there's a lot of businesses up and down this street and it's going to be a long project for everybody.
Working for you in Fishers, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
The city of Fishers says there has been a delay in the official start of this project. Work will begin in October. Construction expected to be completed in the year 2023. A day of celebration for drivers on the north side. Your eyes? Nope, they're not deceiving you. The Central Avenue Bridge over Fall Creek is now open once again after more than 2 long years. It closed for a rebuild back in January of 2017. Today, traffic in both directions began to flow. Again, that bridge was shut down for repairs after it began to simply just fall apart. The Department of Public Works admits the $5 million project took much longer than expected. They say that's partly because the historic bridge is 118 years old and special materials were needed during that construction. New at 7, Indiana farmers battered by severe weather are now eligible for assistance from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Governor Holcomb's office made that announcement just a short time ago. The governor requested assistance in July due to the excessive rain and flooding that farmers experienced during the planting season, you may recall, back in May and June. Impacted farmers in all 92 counties are now encouraged to work with their local Farm Service Agency office to get the help that they need. Now, in order to qualify, farm operators must show at least a 30% loss in crop production or a physical loss to livestock, livestock products, or real estate. So, check this out. Superheroes, Star Wars characters, yep, your eyes are not deceiving you on this either. They're taking over the convention center this weekend for the Indiana Comic Con. There are hundreds of vendors at this year's event, and you can mingle with celebrity guests for some of your favorite sci-fi movies and TV shows. You can also dress up in a costume or not at all. It's all simply up to you.
Everybody here is having fun. Everybody's here for the same thing. We're all dressed up. We're all being goofy and just kind of letting loose.
I'm a comic book geek, and I've been here, in fact, today, going through my bag, I found the original ticket from 2014. So
you've been here every year?
Every year, and we'll keep coming back.
It's okay to be goofy. It's Labor Day weekend. Just have a good time in Indianapolis. Welcome. Comic-Con lasts until midnight tonight, then from 10 a.m. to midnight on Saturday, and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. A tip from organizers, bring water and comfy shoes because you'll end up doing a lot of walking, and of course, just enjoy your time here in Indianapolis. Coming up on the news at 7, an Indiana girl wore a shirt bearing what she said is an important message for everyone. But school officials sent her home. Now she and her mom, they want an apology. But first, we want to see Kevin Gregory.
We'll focus on our rain chances, limited to begin with, a little higher as we get to Sunday, and also the temperature trend. It's a warming trend for a while.
RTV6 is working for you.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
So now at 7, a Southern Indiana student and her mother say school officials had no reason to send her home for violating the dress code. As Daria Albinger reports, it all stems from a message the girl had on her T-shirt.
Parents of an 8th grade student are now asking for an apology from Highland Hills Middle School in Georgetown, Indiana, after they say their daughter was pulled from class on Wednesday for a dress code violation.
These teachers need to go through more diversity training.
The 13-year-old girl's mother said her daughter was wearing a shirt that read, "Why be racist, sexist, homophobic, or transphobic when you could just be quiet?" ABC station WHAS says they received a statement from the New Albany Floyd County Schools saying, as a school district, we do all we can to maintain the integrity of a focused, age-appropriate learning environment. This includes minimizing potential distractions as they arise.
The only person who made it disruptive was the teacher who pulled her into the office for it.
The school district's dress code states student dress and appearance should be respectful and not interfere with the learning environment.
We're going to go off of a dress code that pretty much depends on one person's opinion. Then why have a dress code at all?
The girl's written account of the incident posted by her mother on Facebook, where the student wrote, "School officials have no right to tell any of us what we can and can't be. We all feel that we weren't able to be 100% ourselves at Highland Hills." On Thursday, some of the students' classmates walked out in a show of solidarity.
It's not something you'd expect from your school or a place you should feel safe. And I felt really upset.
ABC News reached out to Highland Hills Middle Schools for additional comment, but so far have not heard from the school. Daria Albinger, ABC News, New York.
A flight attendant charged with public intoxication on a flight from Chicago to South Bend will undergo alcohol abuse counseling. Julianne March agreed to those terms during a pre-trial hearing this week. If she meets all of its terms, the public intoxication charge will be dropped after 1 year. March was part of an Air Wisconsin crew working a United Express flight earlier this month. Passengers say she was stumbling around the cabin and talking incoherently. Some of the passengers had to strap her into the seat once the plane took off. She was arrested when that plane landed in South Bend. On this Friday, TGIF, time to your forecast. What can we expect for the weekend? Let's check in with the man who knows everything about your weekend.
Warmer temperatures, that's big on the list. Limited chance of rain, that's another thing. Okay. And I think early next week we'll push 90 one more time. Okay. And it looks like on Tuesday, you see a little spike above the line, the average high 83. Temperatures peak here and then crash as we get into the middle of next week. But we've got a level of comfort ahead for the weekend. Chance for thunderstorms, 20% tomorrow. The greatest chance will be late afternoon, early evening Sunday. A little better coverage there. And then late Tuesday, those Tuesday thunderstorms will lead to the cooler temperatures. We're not done with this isolated threat for showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Through the evening, the best chance is in the southern portion of the state south of the Terre Haute to Greensburg line. You see in the southern portion of Brown County right now, one little shower that's popped up there. Victory Field, the crowds are growing. Look at that. You got a train going by and fireworks on the way later tonight. Temperature 76. It's 80 in Bloomington, 70 in Zionsville and Logansport. The cooler air is coming in from the north thanks to this north wind that will continue this evening, and that's also the reason why the threat for rain will be greater in the southern portion of the state. With the northerly flow, the warmer, more moist air is to the south. This is the last Friday night game at Victory Field for the season. How about that? Fireworks after the game. Of course, the first pitch just started, or will here in just a couple minutes, 7:15, the scheduled first pitch. Tomorrow, lower 80s. We'll see a decent amount of cloud cover, low chance for any showers or thunderstorms. That wind will be east at about 10 miles per hour. Sunday, the better chance for thunderstorms. You may have some interruptions to your late day plans, Sunday into Sunday evening. 7 a.m. tomorrow, not much happening there. There's a gray of the cloud cover. Couple of isolated showers or thunder showers in that 4 to 7 window as a result of the afternoon heating, where temperatures do climb back into the lower 80s. Afternoon temperatures fall short in most cases of that average 83-degree high. When we get past 3 o'clock on Sunday, the chance for showers and thunderstorms central and southern Indiana goes up. I think it will be earlier in the northern portion of the state. Sunday temperatures as warm as 85 in Columbus, also in Bloomington, foreshadowing where we're headed early next week. In the morning hours, some thunderstorms to the north. 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, isolated thunderstorms. There they are from 4 to 7 in the central portion of the state. Look at the right-hand side of your screen here once this is totally unveiled, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as very cool temperatures in the 70s. After an 88-degree temperature Tuesday, We're at 79 Wednesday, 75 for the high on Thursday.
That's what I call a combo platter. Has everything.
There you go.
A little warm weather.
Give me some fries with that.
Thank you. We'll do that. I'll get those for you. Indiana students get hands-on training when it comes to learning about forensics, and it could lead them to a lucrative job. Details next in Hiring Hoosiers.
Financing for 60 months on Silla 2019 Atlas models.
This month, Hiring Hoosiers has been exploring educational opportunities that can lead to great careers. At Central 9 in Johnson County, in the city of Greenwood, kids are studying biomedical science, and that involves studying forensics. RTV6's Erin Lish shows us how these students are becoming full-blown investigators.
Students are taking applications of science and putting it into the medical field. And first up, it's forensics. So students will come here to the crime scene to do plenty of critical thinking and problem solving.
If there were people involved, then, you know, they could have pushed her.
Walking around the crime scene, students are figuring out how this woman died.
Why would they kill the ex-wife if they're doing fine on their own?
Instructors say the mock investigation is part of the biomedical science program.
I think it's wonderful. I think of myself more as a facilitator, so I give them the problem and they try to solve it in the end. So.
Jasmine Bickle wants to be a first responder, and as they learn about forensics, autopsies, drug analysis, and the human body's system, Bickle says she will benefit from this program in the future.
So it's kind of like stuff that you'll see on the scene that you need to know when you get to the scene for an EMT.
Students study blood spatter and get a closer look under the microscope, which Devin Cooper believes will help him pursue a career in microbiology.
Just getting experience with the lab, the equipment, and learning safety procedures and stuff like that.
Through this program, they get college credit and certifications in CPR and first aid. And as students get better understanding about biomedical science, they are having fun solving the case along the way.
I think it's really cool. I mean, I really enjoy it.
It's pretty crazy, but it's really exciting.
In Greenwood, Erin Lish, RTV6.
Central 9 provides programs like this one to its 9 partner schools in Johnson and Marion counties. We have more on the Career Center on this story through our website, theindychannel.com, as well as the RTV6 app. When we come back, our career coach on how to get you ready for a job if you get fired. That story after the break.
To win millions of prizes, America runs on Dunkin'.
The words "you're fired" can change your life and have serious consequences in looking for a new job if you don't handle it the right way. So what do you do? Our Hiring Hoosiers career coach takes a closer look at handling a termination and also finding that new job.
You know, getting fired is tough. It's discombobulating. You're not only unemployed, but you are facing the potential of having to sit across from someone and explain what happened at your last job. The best place to start is just to remember that the fact that you were fired isn't really the deal breaker. It's really how you handle it that is. Write your resume, but don't include that you were fired there. You'll want to choose the timing of revealing when you were fired. Where you will probably have to mention it in the paperwork is in your job application, but you can simply say the job ended, you were laid off, or you were terminated without expounding. The goal is for you to get into an interview. You'll have a much better chance explaining what happened in person rather than on paper. That first interview after being fired can be really intimidating. You don't have to beat yourself up or doubt that you'll get the job. Just remember that everyone makes mistakes and has negative experiences. So here are a few tips on how to answer that looming question. First of all, don't play the blame game. Don't insult your past employer and leave emotion out if you can. Project yourself as a mature, positive, and responsible person by keeping your response objective. So simply state what you loved about your past job. That's a good, positive opening. Then explain the circumstances briefly and move on. Hold your head high, be confident. Remember that you're not the only one that's ever been fired, and focus on the future. The past is behind you.
Thank you to career coach LaDawn Weston and the entire team there at C9 in Johnson County. For all of the advice, you can go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. Kevin Gregory.
Labor Day weekend. Hopefully it's a 3-day weekend for those of you watching. 81 tomorrow, 20% chance for a thunderstorm. Better chance Sunday, then Labor Day itself, we're dry and 85. But it's Tuesday where we'll push 90.
You have a good weekend. You have a good weekend as well. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Mark and Amanda next on the news at 11. Well, not next, in a couple of hours. In the meantime, have a good evening.